Wow, you guys have made it to the final part of our 8 series of the Sony A7 III. And in this 8th part, we're gonna go over the yellow icon, which is your camera settings. And we're gonna go over all those functions. And then we're gonna be going over our quick menu setup, which is white at the very last one. And this allows you to actually go in and set up very specific settings so that you can change your settings super quick. It's really just a custom menu that you get to make that Sony hasn't pre-made for you. So we're gonna go over how to do that, which settings I use, and make it really simple for when you're shooting photo or video and being able to change your settings really quick. So again, this is part 8. And if you want to see any of the other parts, 1 through 7, just click over here, a menu will pop out and you can pick which part you want to learn about. Again, this has been a lot of fun teaching this camera to you guys. And if you have any questions, let me know, but let's dive right into part 8. Okay, well, let's move on to the last couple functions that we're going to go over. This is pretty obvious. It's your monitor brightness, sunny weather. Again, you can set it up to manual or what you want. I always have it set to sunny weather. This will keep your monitor on the back of the brightest it possibly can, especially when you're shooting video. It is extremely important. However, it will run your battery down a little bit faster. Viewfinder brightness, same thing, auto. I just leave it as is. Again, this is your viewfinder up here. Finder color temp. Finder color temp. So finder color temp, so this will set the color temperature of your viewfinder. Don't mess with this unless you want some weird colors coming through your viewfinder and you just want to get fun and artsy one day. That's how you do it. You just go in and you can change that, and you'll actually look through the viewfinder and then make those settings. But again, I think I have this set to monitor only at the moment, so it's not going to allow me to do that. Gamma display assist. Again, you can go in and have your different gamma display assist. So again, actually let me go in and make sure I have that set to off. So adjust the screen to make monitoring easier when displaying an S-Log or HLG movie. And that's what that does. Volume settings, again, depending on playback, this is your volume settings for playback video. Delete, confirm, I have it to cancel or delete depending on, I hit cancel first. So just to let you know, it doesn't go straight to delete. Display quality, again, I have it set to high for the monitor. Power save, start time. Again, this will shut off after 1 minute and not using it. And then the auto power off temperature. This is kind of important because most people are probably set to standard right here. I shoot so much in the heat that I go on to take the chance and set it to high. Therefore, this camera will work longer in heat and it just allows me to keep shooting longer. If it's super hot outside, it will eventually shut off, but I push the camera as far as I can because I'm in the middle of a wedding and I need to be able to do my job or whatever job I'm working on. So if you're always constantly getting auto power off due to temperature, you're probably on standard, switch to high. NTSC and PAL. Here in America, we're NTSC, I believe overseas in Europe, you're PAL. And that may actually change your frame rate from 50 to 60 or 60 to 50, depending on what you're doing. So if you're like, I only have 50p and I want 60p, go from PAL and switch over to NTCS. That will help. Cleaning mode, that's exactly what it says. You just hit this, you hit enter. As you can probably hear that a little bit, that was the shutter trying to, or the sensor trying to clean itself and get dust off of it. Then you'll just turn your camera off, turn it back on, hit menu, and move on. Touch operation. So if you want to set focus points and stuff and you want to have, while you're shooting, you want to like, I want to focus, let's say I have it on, and I say, I want to focus here or here or here. As you're shooting, you can actually hit on your screen where you want to focus and set those focus points, which is fantastic. 3, touch panel pad and touch panel settings. You can go in and set those up right there. Demo mode. Demo mode sets demonstration playback of movies to on or off. TCUB settings. So this is time code. If you don't do time code, if you know what time code is, you probably know everything that I'm explaining to you right now because you've used time code. It's a little more in depth. And so anybody that uses time code probably is not sitting here watching this video. Remote control is set to on. HDMI settings. Again, these are your different settings for when you have an HDMI cord plugged in, say to the TV or something like that. And your resolution that you're sending it out. So when we did like streaming on Twitch, our capture card could only do up to 1080p 60. So we would just set this to 1080p 60 because that's the max it could do it. And then let's say I didn't want to display information about like my settings to go onto Twitch, I would turn this off. And so it would show the settings on the back of the camera. However, it would not show the settings through whatever monitor or whatever we were sending out. And then you have these other options: TC output, record control, and control for HDMI. So 4K output select, this is if you're using a external monitor that does recording, like an Atomos Ninja. That would be non-grayed out, and you'll be able to go in and do that. USB connect, PC remote, MTP, mass storage, or auto. You could do auto, but usually 9 times out of 10 I'm doing PC remote, and that's just letting me know that I can send stuff straight to the PC and it's reading it like a hard drive, pretty much. LAN settings, USB LAN settings, I just set that to multiple. Again, it enhances capabilities by limiting the function of USB connections. Set to multi in normal conditions and to single only when the connection cannot be established. So if you have a problem with establishing the connection, go in and try to see if single will fix it. USB power supply, if you have an external power supply, that is how you turn that on and off. So again, if I'm using, let's say, a battery bank, I would go in here and turn this on and make sure that it's using that USB power supply to keep this camera powered on. Or you could just, while it's off, you could just turn it on and it will just go on, and the USB power supply, like the battery banks, I guess, they'll charge your battery while you're shooting too, which is great. I have some battery banks that charge pretty fast. It's fantastic. PC remote settings. Again, I just have PC and camera, but you could just set PC only, but I have both of those working, so I'm able to do that. Language, English, for me at least. Date and time setup, area settings, so you can go in here and see your area. Copyright information, I have that off. I should probably turn that on and add my name, and so that bakes into the metadata information, so if someone tries to steal my videos or photos, it's a lot harder to scrape that information off the photo, and therefore I can prove that it was my picture or video. Format, that's exactly how it sounds if you're going to format your card. File number, I have it set to series. Now set file name. This is really important to me because I have an A7 III and an A7 R III. So when I import photos, I import them into 2 separate folders, one for the R3, one for the 3, and sometimes I pull the cards out without thinking, and then I can't remember which card came from which camera. Well, guess what? I can, just by looking at the file number or name, it makes it super easy, as well as you can change the folder on the next page. We're going to talk about that. So prioritize media. So this has to do with your card slots 1 and 2. This is actually rather important for a lot of shooters, especially if they use both card slots and they're filling up one and they need to jump right onto the second one. So again, we want to prioritize slot 1, okay? Slot 1's the fastest. That's the one you should have your fastest SD card in, and that's the one that you want to prioritize. However, recording mode is set to standard. You can set your recording mode differently here, and then your auto switch media. I have that on. If you have this off, it will stop. You'll just stop recording once slot 1 is completely full. I want it to automatically go into slot 2. So as soon as I fill up slot 2, I'm in the middle of shooting, let's say, 2-hour concert or something, it's going to just jump right onto slot 2 and start recording on slot 2. So if you need to know how to do that, that's exactly how to do that. That's a very important thing to me. Select record folder. So if I want to do select record folder, I can do this. Or if I want to put a new folder in and I can change the folder create, we can do a new folder if you want. So you do have that option if you want to select. And so now I have 2 folders. So I may want to go in and be like, I want half these pictures to go into this folder and the other half to go in this folder. I'm shooting 2 different jobs today, and I don't want to have to, I don't want to have to go in and pull half the photos out of folder 1 and then make a second folder. So I can have them set up into 2 folders. So when I pull it into the PC, I can go pick the photos from folder 1 from the beginning of the day and the photos from folder 2 from the second shoot of the day. So that's really nice if you want to take the time to do that. And then you can keep adding new folders. Folder name, you can go in and date, and you can change your folder name there if you want. Recover image DB. So Recover Image DB recovers the image database file and enables recording and playback. And in display media info, again, that's just going to display information here. As you can see, it's displaying that with the card I have in there now and with 1080p, I can shoot 2 hours and 39 minutes or 2,800 images. So it's going to let you know that information. And I think I have that information set up right here. I don't have a second card in, so it only has it on card 1, as you guys can see. All right, so moving on to the last thing, version. So this is the type of camera and the version. I don't know if that's a newer version, but I probably need to update the firmware. It's been a while. And then the lens version. Again, it doesn't really matter because this is a non-Sony lens. And then settings, reset. We're not going to reset any images. So my last thing to go over for this camera, and probably one of the most important things for a working photographer or videographer, is your quick menu system. It's super easy to set up and it makes life amazing. So you have your file format. So I've gone on, and this is kind of my photos. So these are all my photo settings right here. So I can change, I can be here, and I'm like, I don't want to go in and like find all this stuff over here. I just want to hit the star right here, and I can go in and change just these. And I can make this a longer list if I wanted to, but I like to just see this exactly what I can fit on the screen. Menu 2, same thing, except it's for my video settings. So if I go to video and turn on video here, and then hit menu, now everything's non-grayed out, and I can go in and set up my picture profile, peaking settings, file format, record settings, audio, record level, and define. And then if I want, again, go in here and I'm shooting pictures now, I want to turn on to viewfinder or auto. And for video though, I always leave it on monitor because I don't want to be able to go up here and like make my screen go blank because it thinks I'm trying to look through the viewfinder. So if I go to auto, it thinks I'm trying to look through the viewfinder right here. So it's giving me all that information in my viewfinder. I don't want that. That would be really annoying. And then 3 is like, so if I want to add something, so let's go here, add an item, right? So let's just go through and let's just say, I want to add in pre-autofocus, and I want to have that as a quick menu, right? And I want to put that in menu 3. I don't have anything in menu 3, so I can go on and do that. Now it's added, and we can hit menu again, and now I can jump to menu 4 settings if I want to add a 4th setting, but I just have it set to menu 3. However, let's say I'm like, I want to delete that, right? So delete an item, 1, 2, 3, there it is. I'm going to go and delete it, hit OK, hit menu, and now I only have 1 and 2, and then I can set up my quick menus for menu 3 and then go in 4, 5, 6, etc. So that is how this camera works. I hope it has been beneficial. Again, leave comments down below if you do not understand or I brazed over something and did not explain it to the in-depth that you really needed it to. If I get enough people for some of those functions, I will make a separate video explaining that. Again, going back to like our custom functions, all in 2 here, and there's a video about that that's already out. So but if you want to know how to go in and where the custom functions right here, we have a video pretty much explaining how all this works, because these custom functions are extremely important for the buttons on your camera and which options you use the most for the type of shooting that you do. So again, we have a separate video just for this because we knew this is too in-depth to go into in just a basic walkthrough video like this. So we're always here to help at Media Unlocked. We want to make the best possible videos and get you guys out there shooting and knowing what you're doing. So anyways, guys, as always, I'll catch you next time. Hey guys, thanks for stopping in and watching whichever part you just finished up. As always, there is a link right over here to the side that you can click. It will pop out, and then you can actually pick which part you want to watch if you haven't finished them all. And there is going to be a link at the end of this video. If you do happen to click on that link, that does give us a little bit of commission so that we can keep making these videos. And as always, guys, I'll catch you next time and create better. Let's go. Well, it was a lot of fun teaching you guys about this camera body. If there's other camera bodies you'd like to learn about or other videos that you'd like to see here at Media Unlocked, please let us know, because we're here for you and we want to make content that you guys want to watch.